Hello and welcome to another edition of NECA Newscast. I'm Tom Green. We begin with the recently completed NECA 2008 Legislative Conference. Working with our legislative team based in Bethesda, members from across the country gathering in Washington to not only talk with their elected representatives about local issues, they were pushing an agenda that benefits all electrical contractors. The number one priority, repealing the 3% withholding tax that is assigned to any contractor performing work for federal, state, or local governments.
The face-to-face meeting with the representatives and the senators, for me, has kind of given me more faith in the system, even though obviously we don't always get our way. It's, they actually do listen.
Well, the opportunity to meet the legislators and talk to them about issues that are of importance to us is invaluable. And I've been coming to this conference for it's probably my 7th or 8th time, and after coming over and over again, they start to recognize your face. And I live in Oregon. It's a pretty small state, so we're able to visit with all of our congressional delegation every time.
As always, part of the program involved informational sessions and legislative updates from industry experts and Washington insiders. Even though little action is anticipated in this, an election year, the chance to get together as business owners with a common interest and to take a unified message to the Hill is a driving force behind the effort.
You know, we all write letters, you can write emails, but when you can get on the phone and talk to somebody, when you see them at a meeting in their district, that's where results really come about.
I really believe that it's easy to sit back at home and complain about things, and it's something different to actually try to be a part of the change. Sometimes these changes seem to move at a glacial pace, but you have to start somewhere and start trying, and over time, I think, especially with our political process, you can have an effect on change.
We saw some Amish people coming by, and they could have had to, I don't know exactly how they got here, and they were lobbying. So if they think it's important enough, how can we not think it's important? I mean, that was profound.
Another NECA meeting of the minds was at the Labor Relations Conference in New Orleans. Part of the agenda involved establishing a set of priorities above and beyond the services NECA already provides. Labor relations assistance for local chapters is at the top of the list, and help is at hand. Here's NECA CEO John Grau.
We, over the past year, have developed a series of labor relations seminars and workshops that will be taught by our NECA field staff, and they'll be taught at the chapter level. So a chapter can ask a NECA rep to come in and provide a basic workshop on negotiations, for instance. It's an 8-hour course. We can teach it to 2 people or we can teach it to 10, whatever it is, but it's generally designed for the bargaining committee for that chapter. And it really builds on what happened at this labor relations workshop, and it creates more in-depth learning on these subjects. We also have other labor relations seminars on bargaining without CIR, on preparation for bargaining, different things like that. So it's a whole series of workshops, and once again, it's fulfilling our goals under the NECA agenda to assist our chapters with their labor relations needs.
We are now a few months down the road with the new National Electrical Code. NECA plays an important role in the development of the code with representatives on various committees. It's important the voice of the electrical contractor be heard when these rules are being made, because one thing is for sure, there will always be changes.
It's necessary to change the National Electrical Code on a 3-year cycle because the industry is very dynamic. New technologies are emerging all the time. New ways of distributing power are emerging all the time. Our business is changing. It's far more dynamic than a lot of the crafts are with regard to how we distribute power, the type of energy we put in systems, in buildings. It's about new products, it's about new materials, it's about new ways of distributing power to occupancies.
Johnston says the changes the NEC brings are not always popular, but it's nothing that can't be overcome.
The adoption processes that are ongoing right now are often challenged by various isolated groups that are concerned about additional cost that some of the new changes have created an addition in cost. But it's really about understanding how to do business and pass that cost of the increased safety onto the customers.
Finally, Johnston says adopting the NEC selectively is risky business. Even though states, cities, and towns adopt it in their own time frames, it is much better and safer to be ahead of the curve. Work is ongoing with NECA's involvement on the front lines of the utility industry. Answering a call from many of our contractors who wanted to get more involved with safety issues, NECA became a member of the OSHA Strategic Partnership for Transmission and Distribution. After years of work, best practice safety procedures for power line installation have been adopted, and now the task becomes getting those practices embraced around the country.
One of the task teams involves in just gathering safety data, updating it, gathering it, and then summarizing, trying to identify what the root causes were for injuries or near injuries in the line industry. That data is then analyzed, and it goes to another task team which says, how are we going to train our people better to avoid these instances, these causes?
The NECA OSHA partnership has created a new 10-hour OSHA safety course for the line industry and a 30-hour course for supervisors. Want more information? Go to powerlinesafety.org. We leave you today with news of yet another NECA alliance. Citing the rapidly expanding green market and the opportunities it will provide for contractors, NECA has become an affiliate of the United States Green Buildings Council, or the USGBC. This is the body that awards the various LEED certifications to buildings. LEED, of course, the acronym for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. We visited with NECA's Rob Colgan and Diane Van Buskirk about it.
By affiliating with the U.S. Green Building Council, we have access to resources, educational opportunities, just a wealth of information that we can then pass on to our contractors so they can position themselves to really take advantage of these new markets ahead of the rest of the industry.
There's a tremendous amount of information available. If you go to the USGBC website, you'll find everything you need to know about, the LEED accrediting process, about LEED rating systems, about how you can become a LEED accredited professional. But the problem for our members is that there's so much information that for them to go in cold into this site, it's just too big a process. The way we can help them is to digest some of this information for them and put it into bite-sized chunks.
The first thing that is recommended to get on the forefront of the green market is to actually have a LEED accredited professional on a contractor's staff to help guide them through the process.
The customer sees that you're a LEED certified contractor or that somebody on your staff is, it's going to mean a lot to them because they know that they can trust you to do the job well and that they're going to end up with a building that is going to be environmentally sound, and I think that that's just very important. I think it's going to become more important within the next few years, and we just want to jump on this while it's still hot, while it's still new.
Well, the customer is investing a tremendous amount of money in a new construction project, and to go through that project with the intent of achieving LEED designation and not succeed isn't an option. They have to get it right the first time, and this is where NECA is taking a role in helping the education of our members to become LEED accredited professionals.
You want to get more involved with the LEED process with a minimum of hassle? Here's your answer.
This year at our annual convention and trade show in Chicago, we are working with the USGBC to host a pre-convention workshop. It is the LEED for New Construction Technical Review Workshop. And this 8-hour course is an overview of the LEED for New Construction accreditation, and it's perfect for any NECA contractor who wants to gain more information about how to go about getting this accreditation and about the LEED for New Construction rating for construction projects. This course is not intended to be an exam prep course in that it won't take the attendees through the questions that are going to be on the exam, but it will do an excellent job of helping to highlight for them the key information so then they can go and better prepare for the exam as they take steps to gain that accreditation.
Just one more good reason to make plans now to attend NECA 2008 Chicago. That'll wrap things up for this edition of NECA Newscast. Thanks for the click. Please tell your staff and your fellow members about us. I'm Tom Green. We'll see you next time.